Hey guys, this is a story that's going to feel good to say because most times when I talk about positive reinforcement, I don't have a whole lot of content because I respect my clients' privacy, so I don't like recording a lot of stuff. Thankfully, my clients are sweethearts. They took some videos, and I'm so happy to be talking about Maurice because I'm going to be transparent with you. I'm always going to be that way in my videos. I was very intimidated to go to Maurice because he started his life off in an abusive household in Kentucky, I believe. And Maurice was taken away from the abusive dad, but then the dad disputed the court. And so Maurice spent like 1.5 to 2 years stuck in a crate battling this court system. And so his knees are shot and he needs to rehabilitate his knees. So mom called because she said, I need to be able to put the brace on Maurice and I'm fearful he's going to bite me. Now, most clients, I wouldn't really take it to heart when people say that because I really need to see the dog first. But these aren't just any clients. These are clients who've owned a kennel and a boarding facility. And these guys have lots of experience with dogs. And so when they're saying that they're fearful of getting bit, the two things that went through my mind, number one being an honor that you called me. I'm so thankful and grateful to this day that you called me. But then the second thing was, oh my God, how do I get out of this? Because if you're scared the dog's gonna bite and he trusts you, what is he gonna do to me? So I took on the case. I was like, yes, I'll be there. I think it was the following week. Well, the week of come around and I'm driving to my client's house. And as you see in this little skit here, it was a snowstorm. I had my dash cam on. I pulled over twice thinking, you know what? That's my sign. Put the tail between my legs, turn around. Maurice can figure it out on his own. But then quickly I realized that every day that I don't train Maurice is a day that he's going to be in pain. So I kept on trucking. Made it to my client's house. Now, for context, when I show up to anybody's house, I am doing my research and due diligence. I don't just think about plan A, B, and C. I'm thinking of X, Y, Z. I'm thinking about, the dog potentially could bite me. I'm walking up to the door. I'm thinking, okay, here's the exit. If the dog goes AWOL, I'm going to get out this door or that door. I know that's overthinking, but I plan stuff like that. I'm thinking, okay, what do I do if he jumps up on me? What do I do if he wags his tail? What do I do if this, that, the other thing? I am assessing every possible situation, good and bad, to make sure that not only is it for my safety, but I don't want to create a bad experience with Maurice. So I show up a little bit intimidated because, these guys, again, know their dogs. And I see this big suck of a dog, an American Bulldog, Maurice. And it broke my heart when I seen him because I see pain in his eyes right away. You go to pet him, he's looking down. And thankfully he had his beautiful sister, Lucy, and she's in this picture. And I knew that he had a lot of trauma. I was working at first on muzzle training with him, to get comfortable so mom can, not push the boundaries too much, but not have fear that your dog's going to turn around and bite you. But after training, we realized he's not that style of dog. I don't think he's going to bite. I don't think that's in him because in my, let's say 700 dogs that I've trained in my history, there's two really dogs that I come across. There's the dogs that are uncomfortable and they try to bite or they try to play or they try to run, get away, just please stop, I'm uncomfortable. Or there's a second dog that says, you better stop because I'm going to tear a hole in you pretty quick. I thought Maurice was going to be the second, and it wasn't. He was the opposite. He was get away, gotta run away. So when I first showed up, I started giving him treats and building up a bond, and our homework was simple. It was going to be bring the brace out and start getting Maurice used to seeing the brace, and every time he comes up to it on the floor, give him a choice and reward him with positive reinforcement. Give him lots of treats for him sniffing it. Start making some exposure behind the brace. But then problem number 2 creeped up because this wasn't just any brace. This was a brace with about 15 different straps to put on. So I'm thinking to myself, problem 2, how do I get this brace on? It's not just roll up on his leg and, we're good. It's put it on him and take the time bending down and strapping all these straps on. What do I do? So I said, okay, game plan, let's just get him used to it. We see each other the next week or the week after that, and we had success where mom was able to put the brace on Maurice's back. I was floored by that. I couldn't believe that it was going so well. So the next thing was keep working on it. Even though Maurice was intimidated and he was kind of frozen, I said, we're not going to pressure too much. We're going to do a little bit of training, take it off, reward, reward, reward. So then mistake number 3 came around, or problem number 3. We gave him peanut butter. I don't think Maurice has ever had peanut butter before. We put the brace on his back and he's licking the peanut butter, but then that damn peanut butter gets awful sticky in his mouth and he starts going, oh boy, now he's panicked and he's gone. The peanut butter was stuck in his mouth. We were in a panic, so I said, okay, maybe freeze the peanut butter so it's a little bit easier consistency with some water, so that way it's a little bit thinner. But then we decided to just use meat. I think we used cold cuts or something anyway. And we started getting success again. We were scheduled for the next visit, and I think I reached out and said, hey, like, how are things going? And my client said, can we push back the remaining 2 visits? And I said, oh boy, what's going on? And she showed me this video. Maurice had the brace on, and I was floored. I was like, this is amazing. Consistency and all this hard work has been paying off in such a short time. Doing nothing but positive. I couldn't believe it. I was ecstatic. And then the last thing she sent me really set me over the moon. She sent me a picture which I never thought I would see, at least this soon. Maurice running outside with the other dogs. In fact, they have a 3rd dog now that they've adopted, and Maurice is taken to that dog and everything is amazing. And why do I do positive reinforcement? You look at this last video of Maurice running around and just enjoying and being the happy dog that he deserves to be. And that's because of positive reinforcement. That's because of mom and dad not giving up on their dog, not overwhelming their dog, and knowing when to stop and when to promote, capturing the moments and creating that positive experience. This is one thing that hits me and why I would only ever do positive reinforcement. Even if someone says I have a better technique, if it's not positive reinforcement, I can't see it being more effective. Guys, I'm so thankful I got to share this story with you. In the future, I'm going to make more content. Let me know if you like it. Tell me some stories that you have. I would love to hear it. Talk soon.